I'll read it up on phone.
Given my chance, commentary traditionally, mainly with the NPL 2, so and yeah, it's just going on from there. I've had a great time. The real stuff is pretty
Testing ambient mic. Here we go, ambient mic. Eric's not on comms yet. 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2 on comms.
Also, it was just Boy, Jordy. No, I'll do Ooh, they got it up. That's good time.
Yes. Any chance you have a lens cleaner, like a little cleaner one? Cool. I won't touch the lens. I just with a backlight.
I mean, it sounds a bit frivolous. These canteens are fine. I do try and get something to help the pubs involved and keep so much of the right, players.
I got it, you're ready to go.
Okay, so I think of players on here. Player formerly in the serious team, I did women's well, I was lucky enough to go to He cut his first mirror was me smashing a double as president.
I just let him out. Yeah, the entrance there.
Get up! Get up!
Good mate, self.
I know he can. Get up!
It's a nice backlight there, isn't it?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. The early Saturday afternoon kickoff for NPL Men's New South Wales Round 21. And what a beautiful afternoon it is here in the heart of Western Sydney. We're at Wanderers Football Park, Western Sydney Wanderers Academy, hosting at Wollongong Wolves. Eric Subihano here with the commentary. And for the Wanderers, is another important game as they try to move away from the bottom two in NPL Men's New South Wales. They go into this game in 14th place, while for Wollongong, a bit safer as we enter things. They are in 11th place, and possibly they are still harbouring faint hopes of sneaking into the top 6 final series at the end of the season. It's traditional colours for the Wanderers, the famous red and black, and that has necessitated a kit change for Wollongong, who are in their predominantly white away kits. Let's go through the two lineups as the teams do their various pre-match formalities. So firstly, for the Wanderers, in goal for them, number 1, Tristan Vidakovic, then number 2, Nathan Barry, number 4, Ricky Franson, number 5, Lachlan Tilt, number 8, Nicholas Badalato, number 10, Edwin Haddad, number 11, Khan Nizam, number 22, Jesse Cameron, who is the Wanderers captain, number 24, Tristan Arate, number 26, Anthony Bardovich, and number 27 is Julian Kopp. The Wanderers coached by Richie Cardozo. While for Wollongong Wolves, their goalkeeper is number 13, Daniel Solski, and the rest of the away team's lineup, number 2, Harrison Busnell, number 4, Dylan Ryan, number 5, the Wollongong skipper, Bandri Kanaizumi, number 9, Damon Gray, number 12, Flynn Madden, back at the club, to great fanfare on the Wollongong Wolves socials after he spent time at the Bulls FC Academy. And then there's number 17, Marcus Beattie, number 21, Nicholas Olsen, number 25, Alex Mashavecchio, number 29, Ben Geisen, and number 77, Rafael Leai. The Wolves are coached by a man who used to be at Manly United, just like his opposite number, and that is Warren Grieve. Warren Grieve, in fact, the 2017 championship winning coach for Manly United. Oh, that season feels like such a long time ago. Now, on the Wanderers bench, backup keeper is Lucas Sinnott. The others who Richie Cardozo may bring on later, Dallas Sandy, Evan Gasovsky, Lachlan Henderson, Leon Alizart, and Cade Bacchus. While on the Wolves bench, the backup keeper is Oliver Yates. The others, James Ananastopoulos, Sebastian Duarte, Liam Ball, Sebastian Hernandez, and Lachlan Scott. So that noise the crowd noise you can hear behind us, Wanderers Football Park, always a busy place. So Field 2 is currently occupied with Boys Youth League action. Wanderers up against Hills in that particular competition. But speaking of, there's the whistle from the referee, Stephen Lucas. Away we go. For the Wanderers, they were in good form. They did build a very nice 4-game unbeaten run, but it's the Wolves on the attack. think that's Masho Vecchio, and the sliding tackle from Franson. But going back to the home side, the last time I did commentary here was the last of those, the last in that Wanderers 4-game unbeaten run from about a month ago. But since then, 3 losses on the spin for Richie Cardoso's side, and this game presenting a nice chance for them to get back to winning ways. While for Wollongong Wolves, they lost last time out at home, a 3-1 defeat to the league leaders Rockdale Illingdon, but they will have fonder memories of the last time they faced an A-League academy when they defeated the Mariners by 2-0 away at Plume Park in Lisero. Back to Solski. Flagging this one in advance, although it's going to be easier for me than it is for today's camera operator, Mick. Yes, we are aware of the setting sun at the goal to our right, so we will do our best, but I do apologize in advance if things get a bit tricky to see on that side to our right, especially in the second half. And there was a game last night to open NPL Men's New South Wales Round 21 up on the Northern Beaches at Cromer Park. By the way, great ground announcer that they had at Cromer Park last night, but it wasn't so great for the home side. St George City defeating Manly United by 2-0. You may have seen the St George City opener on our socials already. I reckon that's a goal of the season contender from Paolo Mitri, and City's other goal from Nathan Grimaldi. Now, nice ball. Arate, could be a chance. Big sliding tackle from Ryan. And the Wanderers not able to get a shot on goal. There's Battleato closest to it, but he was denied by that excellent intervention from Dylan Ryan. As the ball goes out, and actually safe fair hand shown by the 4th official, who I believe is Reese Edwards. By the way, the 2 assistants closest to us, my list given to me says it's Daniel Kornowski, and the assistant near the benches is Hayden Kay. Going back again to Solski. And the Wanderers, they will start the press. Arate leading the press. And that may run through. And Franson just a little prod back to Vidakovic. So there's actually 2 NPL Men's New South Wales games on later today. And if you are the kind of person who's like me, inclined to watch more than one stream in a day, well, haven't we got something for you? Because the kickoff times work nicely. After this game is scheduled to finish, Wanderers free kick, you could go straight into the 5 p.m. game at, I think it's Jubilee Stadium in Kogarah. Sydney Olympic hosting Blacktown City. Will Constantinidis on the call there. And that would flow straight into the 7 p.m. game, the men's match of the round for this weekend. St George FC hosting RPL Leichhardt at Barton Park. Free kick floated in. And Leai, it is tracking back. Clearance was deflected. It was an aerial challenge. Now Arate couldn't reel it in. Wolves passing move down the far side, kind of not really coming to much, and there's another sliding challenge. Actually, it ended up being a pass. Nice pass to Masho Vecchio, but he can't link up with Damon Gray. Now played out, here's Ricky Franson. Now going direct, but that's going to be out of reach. Now, speaking of streams, other streams to be had later today, there is also the featured game in the men's second division, Football New South Wales League One men's, and this is a promotion battle, or a battle between promotion contenders. A 5:15 p.m. kickoff at the wonderfully named venue, the Village Green in Kensington. University of New South Wales hosting SD Raiders. And what a great year it's been for SD Raiders. They've made the Australia Cup round of 32 for the first time, as it's played in. And the good defending, as always, from Banri Kanaizumi. Yes. Although, as Nick Olsen runs into a challenge. Now, that is going to be a foul, so the infringement conceded foul foul on Julian Kopp. Yes, of course. Now, there's Haddad, I think, and flag's going to go up. Flag's up for offside. Good save anyway from Solskjaer at the near post. As the spectators continue to trickle in here to the main grass field at Wanderers Football Park. But yeah, technically that save from Solskjaer doesn't count because of an offside in the build-up. Kanaizumi. Now Gray looking to be the target, and so I think that might have been Franson who's committed the foul. Kanaizumi wants to get on with it, despite the player definitely not being 10 yards away. There's a off-the-ball tumble in the build-up. Actually, we're going to hold this up. Stephen Lucas has had a look, and he's going to stop play. Not sure what happened. I don't think there's any ill intent. Ricky Franson also, actually, I think, credit to him, he was alerting the referee that there was a problem here. So Damon Gray, I think he will be helped up, but I don't know, just might be an inadvertent collision. But it's good to see that he's back on his feet. We don't need to see the physio. And I think it won't be too long yet, as it is. Stephen Lucas stopped the play, so uncontested drop ball to the Wolves. Solskjaer waits for the pressure. Bartolato getting close, but the diagonal. Nice header from Ryan. Let's play back. Nicholas Olsen, who's actually been roaming quite a bit already in the opening 7.5 minutes. Nick Olsen, Wollongong's top scorer for this season with 9 goals in the league. Wolves' second high scorer, a great option to bring off the bench. Lachlan Scott, who has scored 7 times, but Wanderers attacking once again. Arate. Played back. They attempt the switch to Cameron. Cameron works back to Franson. Wolves trying to step up. Cameron supported by Badalato. And Wanderers not really willing to rush things. So they keep it at the back. Here's Barry. Now they go all the way back to the keeper. I think the Wanderers just trying to get their eye in and get plenty of touches on the ball. Good diagonal from Vidakovic. Now it bounces off Arate, and I think Arate has conceded the free kick. By the way, I might as well talk about briefly the rest of the games in this. I can't even believe it. We're already into the final third of the season, but as for NPL Men's New South Wales games on Sunday, they're all at 3 p.m, so you're sport for choice at that particular time tomorrow. There's Central Coast Mariners hosting Mount Georgetown Rangers. It's a big one. That is, those two teams try to avoid relegation to League One Men's. The other 3 games all involve a team who's in the top 3, with Rockdale Illingdon. You could call this a derby. Rockdale hosting Sutherland Sharks. Marconi are hosting their neighbours from Edens. Marconi are hosting Sydney FC, as that is shielded over the line for a goal kick. And the team in third place, our friends from the Arctic Circle, Spirit FC, they are away at Edensor Park tomorrow, 3 p.m. Now, the press forces the loose pass. And 10 minutes played, goalless between Wanderers and Wollongong. Round 21 action in the NPL men's competition for New South Wales. Wollongong play it back to Solski. And Solski taking his time before picking it up. Now Kanazumi. Ryan, has he found the ball? He has found Mashaveka in a little bit of space, and he goes left to Damon Gray. Gray, good lunge there. Good lunge there from Ricky Franson, leading to the first corner of the game. Vidakovic points out the instructions. He has noticed that Damon Gray is currently unmarked on the edge of the 6-yard box, but not for long. As Barbic has decided to pick up that particular responsibility. Here's the first corner of the game in swinger, and it bounces in the 6-yard box without anyone getting a touch, and the Wanderers survive. Now, the ball, I think that'll be too straight for those Wanderers attackers, so Solski getting plenty of touches in the early minutes. And Cameron, go back to Vidakovic. Nice turn from Vidakovic. Of course, keepers have to be good with their feet these days. Just a little roll with the sole of the boot. And Solski, who knows he can let that run into his penalty area. Booming kick into Wanderers territory. There's Kopp, and Kopp finds his captain, Cameron. Good first touch from Battalato. Can he play the through ball? But Kanazumi snuffs it out. Now aiming the far side, and that'll escape Khan Nizam. Wolves going to run it out from the back. That'll be over Leai. The header makes its way to Beattie. Beattie looking for Leai, who's quite quick. Franson is there in time. Collision will go on. And Kopp. Nice quick thinking to find the player in open space, who's Cameron. Cameron extending the hands. Universal signal to settle it down. Yes. There we go. Over the top. Wolves want an offside decision, but it's left for Nizam, who was definitely onside. 3 up in this attack for the Wanderers. And more support coming, but there's Beattie with good defensive work on the edge of his own box. Barbic now for the Wanderers. Battalato, the ball to Cameron, but good goalkeeping from Solski. Yes, early reminder to, as always, so I like to be a good company man. Keep an eye out for the NPL Men's New South Wales Team of the Week. That will escape Nick Olsen. Compiled by 3-2-1 votes from the media. Of course, we've got people at all the games as part of our coverage. That'll be released on Monday. And happy to say I won't be doing the voting, so send your complaints elsewhere if you don't like who made it. Okay. On that note, as that is a foul against Leai. But Leai's fine to continue, but yes. And Olsen will get on with it. Is that tilt? Oh no, it might not be tilt. My apologies. Works centrally. That's Battalato. There's Kopp, and Kopp shoots from range. Hits the big fence behind the Wollongong goal. And a quarter of an hour played here. That's really I want to say the first shot in anger. It's 0-0 between the Wanderers and Wollongong. Lovely Saturday afternoon here in Rudy Hill. That's Busnell. Busnell going long. And Franson playing it forward. Good header. I think that was Madden. Then bouncing around a bit in the midfield. Might break for Olsen. Olsen couldn't quite find the angle for the diagonal ball. Tilt was aware of Leai's positioning, but Leai almost pressing, giving Vidakovic something to think about. The Wanderers smart enough to get it out. Here's Nizam, pinned deep in his own territory, and he's outnumbered there. And Olsen, I think it was the third defender coming in to stop Nizam from turning. But there's a good foot in for the Wanderers. Now Battalato looking for the wide option. I think he'll settle it down. Just a more simple pass to Cameron. Eyes up, looking for the ball. Cameron making a big run, but it appears to have been covered by Mashavecchio, and that is going to be a goal kick. I think Wollongong will not go short from the back this time. And it's booted by Solski into midfield. Some header from Gray, but a bit too much distance, and it's easy for Cameron to play it back to his keeper, Tristan Vidakovic. There's the Wanderers to work it out from the back. Of course, really not much point in teaching a youth academy to play long ball, and they found possibility of an opening here. Little nick from Kopp to get past Mashavecchio. Cameron to the central part of the field with Battalato. That is Barbic, but so not on the quite on the same wavelength as his teammate. Looking, targeting the far side of the field. It's a good tackle from Tilt, and that again, a little bit too much weight on that pass from the Wanderers. It's always interesting to see how teams react the second time they play each other in a season. I'd be surprised if it was as one-sided as when these two met in round 6. That time Wollongong were very convincing winners, 4-0 victors over the Wanderers at home. Not really anything in the opening 19 minutes to suggest we'll see a similar result this time. So I see Beatty's dropped kind of into defence for now as the Wolves try and find an opening. Gets away from Ryan. Battalato goes back to Franson. Speedy starts the press. Wanderers staying patient, and then that's well read by Dylan Ryan. Madden turns, overlapping run from Geisen. Now Leai. Leai does get the cross in, and now could be a chance. Saved by Vidakovic to deny Geisen, and it's up for grabs, but not for long. Vidakovic is the one who ends up grabbing the ball. That's a clever ball from Leai. Didn't just whip it straight into the mixer, cut it back towards the edge of the box. There was a late run, and Geisen doing well to keep his effort on target. I think that's the first shot on target of this afternoon's game. Now, maybe it's a bit of a late hit, but then the play it does eventually stop. Offside against Nizam. Now, one by Wollongong. Here's Leai. Geisen already overlapping. Leai more interested in looking centrally. Finds Beattie. Beattie works it left. Mashavecchio slips one to Olsen. And Olsen, was he brought down? No. Stephen Lucas very confidently and immediately pointing at the ball. Clean challenge there. And Beattie just plays it back to Kanaizumi. Olsen, I'm trying to assess how the two teams are playing. Olsen, kind of, possibly for me the most interesting in terms of how he's been deployed today by Warren Grieve. I mean, he is floating all over the place into various positions. Very clever footballer. Great left foot strike on him as well. As Leai rides the challenge and plays it. Oh, he was looking for Olsen, and despite the slip, Cameron is able to win it back for his team. Now, a little stumble from Ryan. He gets there just in time to keep this Wolves passing move alive with Mashavecchio, who has Beattie beyond, and Marcus Beattie. He can run at Bardbich. He'll get to the edge of the box. Beattie shoots, and great positioning from Anthony Bardbich. Strong tackle from Madden. Gray fouled, despite Franson's protestations. It's going to be a Wanderers free kick. Who's going to take charge for this dead ball situation? I think Nick Olsen would want to have his say. Left footer, so not the ideal side of the field for him. But he's still making his presence known as Vidakovic starts positioning the wall, or positioning his defenders. Flynn Madden is the other player for Wollongong. He's going to stand over this. In fact, Madden now, I think he's left it to Olsen. There is another unmarked short option should Olsen wish to vary it up a bit. So yeah, Wanderers have seen that now. They've got someone covering Madden. So this requires a little bit of a finesse touch, you think. Olsen clips it in. Cleared. Now, and it just wouldn't work out. I think that was Gray trying his best to find a shooting opportunity. Still alive. And Kanaizumi, very clever. Faked the cross. Induced the little prod from the Wanderers defender. And that's a corner. So Olsen going to set up an in-swinger as the Wolves travelling support. I did see they brought a couple of banners from the South Coast all the way here to Rooty Hill. The Wolves fans to our right making their presence known. Olsen signals. It's up. And attacking it was Ryan. That's a great punch from, or not a punch from Vidakovic. Actually wasn't as great as I initially thought it was. But it ends up without any kind of shot to threaten the Wanderers. As I look at the table, yes, I mean, and then as Vidakovic clears under pressure, and the header should be reeled in by Wollongong. So it's as it was last year, and I can confirm this after taking a deep dive into this year's Football New South Wales competition regulations. It will be a 16 final series. And Wollongong currently 11th. 9 points for the team in 6th place. Which is currently the boys from Adensa Park. So, yes, there is still a chance for Wollongong to really get themselves into that finals race, but they'd have to start winning, well, ideally, obvious. I'm being captain obvious here. They'd want to start winning today. as it's helped on, but Franson takes over for the Wanderers. And then doesn't like his forward option, so instead goes back to Cameron. Now that's worked to Nathan Barry. Now again, they're targeting Nizam again. Geisen looks to have got the jump on him, and Geisen plays it out for a throw. Wanderers attacking throw coming up. Now, as personally, I am a fan of long throws. That's what you get. I mean, all it takes is seeing one Megan Campbell long throw and you're hooked on the concept, but A-League academies generally don't try and use that method of attack. So yes, the shorter throw from Tilt towards Haddad. And Haddad crosses it in, and there's Kanaizumi, who's almost lying on the ball. Didn't know where it was for a moment. And then that's going to be a penalty. So Geisen has been to the punch there. Wanderers player tumbles in the box. And it's a golden opportunity for the host to take the lead. And it's Edwin Haddad, who was the player winning that penalty. Now he went straight for the ball. No one else was going to get anywhere near it. Edmund Haddad going to take the responsibility from 12 yards. Solski, I imagine he's trying some gamesmanship by taking a drink of water, making sure his socks are millimeter perfect. Solski, I think he's going to delay this as long as Stephen Lucas will allow. Now Haddad, he takes it and sneaks it into the bottom corner. The Wanderers are 1-0 up. He trundled it past Solski, who guessed the right way. And the Wanderers number 10 has given his team a crucial goal. His third goal of the season. And really, after it was his persistence, Edmund Haddad's, he won the spot kick. He's got the reward with the opening goal. And it could be a big one for the Wanderers, who have had a lot of the ball. To be fair, they haven't tested Daniel Solski too much in the opening 28 minutes, but they have converted the one chance that mattered. Now, it's not reeled in by the Wolves, and will it settle for Battalato? Not really, and it's Olsen back defending. Back to the keeper, so the Wolves can start from the back. That sails over Gray. And that's played backwards. Here's Barry. Now, Beatty's blocked the pass out. Mashavecchio takes over into the box. Stumble, and that might give a chance to the Wanderers. There's a couple of stumbles there. Leai whips it in. He might have got fingertips on it from Vidakovic. Olsen retrieves it around the back. The support's coming from Geisen, but it's Olsen who crosses. Header from Madden, and it's over. It's an interesting one, that last phase of play. Might just watch how the players go in that particular part of the field. Just adjacent to the penalty box to our left. So a couple of players losing their footing in that area. As Franson goes long. Kanezumi, neat cushion header. Now Mashavecchio, and Cameron was late. So free kick. There's Olsen, very deep in this phase of play. Wanderers keeping it amongst the defence. Olsen again. Plays it centrally. And Barbic wins it back for the Wanderers. Now Arate, one for Nizam to chase. And it's good defending from Busnell. Now Geisen. Gray. And can't play it back to the Wolves right back. Now, I throw down the line and Busnell is just going to shepherd it, I think. So, a goal kick coming up. Ryan. Now Madden. And Madden, there's a couple of goes, but both of them intercepted by Franson. Arate. Now Kopp. Trying to drop one over the top. It's Beatty covering essentially right in front of his goalkeeper. And Beatty was fouled by Nizam. Once again, the visitors starting from the back. It's Arate pressing. And it's gone long, but Arate, actually, no, that's gone out. Foot. So Wanderers throw, and a decent position for them. Tilt. See. Gets the short option he wanted, and now is that Haddad. Haddad plays it through. Battalato was offside. Solski. Playing it short again. Zing towards Gray, who got the first touch on it, but then it's broken up by Franson. And Battalato, loose touch, and the neat back heel from Mashavecchio to find Ryan in a little bit of space. Can I zoom in now? Olsen moves it quickly. Busnell. I think that's Beatty. And Madden finding a little pocket. And that's a pass over played, so Vidakovic will just take it easy for now. It's the Wanderers' turn. Build potential for a chance. Arate. Nizam offside again. 35 minutes played here. And Rudy Hill. Of course, if you missed any of the action, it's just as easy as clicking back on your YouTube stream. But the Wanderers leading by a goal to nil over Wollongong. Edmund Haddad thinking about the 28th minute, converting a penalty that he won. Busnell. It's Beatty. Gets it back from Geisen. And the bounce of the ball will go Wollongong's way. Ryan aims one down the line. Good movement from Madden. tracked by Kopp. Flynn Madden to Beattie. Beattie, I think Geisen wants the ball out wide. Beattie eventually gives it to the Wollongong right back. Beattie again. Oh, it's a bit of a change. I mean, this is the first ever time I've seen Marcus Beattie, whether that's at Wollongong Wolves or at one of his former clubs, St George FC. It's the first ever time I've seen him play centrally. I'm used to seeing him playing out wide. He's done well so far. And out wide here is Olsen, whose cross is blocked by Kopp. I think that's the third Wollongong corner of the game. Olsen thinking about presumably an outswinger. Decent zip on it, aimed at the far post and getting the first. I think it was Ryan. And Ryan's header very off target. In fact, Dylan Ryan is going to have a little brief talking to from Stephen Lucas. Good first touch. And does it open anything up for the hosts? Keeping it right in front of us with Cameron. Haddad has a wide option who is Arate. And Haddad already overlapping, but Arate goes direct. And then, well, Haddad might steal in here. Finds a teammate. Cameron shoots. It's deflected. I'm pretty sure that touched off Beattie. Indeed it did. And it's the first Wanderers corner of the game. That's going to be a crowded 6-yard box. Plenty for, I think, the corner tech who's Arate to aim at. All the big Wanderers lads up from the back. Good ball, and the header from Franson lands on the roof of the net. Good delivery from Arate. Right onto Franson's forehead. And then, well, Flynn couldn't escape Budbridge. Now, Haddad sneaks past the tackle. Can he find the right ball? And then, well, I think Nizam was onside, but the touch very heavy. It allowed Solski to pick it up. And the quick release finds Beattie. Now, Leai, he's moved over to the near side of the field, the grandstand side. Wollongong trying to mix it up a bit in the closing stages of the first half, trailing to that penalty from Edmund Haddad of the Wanderers. Flick off Kopp, but Olsen stealing in there. And then Olsen was hit late by Tilt. The Wolves bench are not best pleased. And we will have a set piece for the visitors, but first I think we're going to have to check on both Nick Olsen and Lachlan Tilt. See, Wollongong players also opting to take some drinks. Of course, hard work out there. I mean, it's not long after the winter solstice, but hydration still very important. Yes, just trying to see. I don't think the Wanderers physio actually came on at the moment. Just a Wollongong staff member. And yeah, good sporting behaviour that from Tilt and Olsen, as Tilt is the first player into the notebook. 41st minute. Now, just a little bit of pause. Yes, it always happens at least once per game. A set piece delayed because of some shenanigans in the middle. And it's Nathan Barry getting the talking to from Stephen Lucas. Here we go. It's Olsen aiming it at the far post. Kanazumi's up there, so is Gray. Wanderer's header though. And now Leai shoots and it hits the fence. Now Vidakovic going more direct. As Leai is battling for it up against Cameron, and it will be Wolves' ball with this throw in right in front of our commentary, right in front of our broadcasting position. Still enough time for one clear chance before Stephen Lucas blows the halftime whistle. Let's see who, if anyone, that chance falls to. Ryan looks up, finds Madden. Madden will go on here, neat back heel. Leai cutting inside. Olsen heard the shouts. Nice ball. Geisen, he's got to hold down R2, and he's quick enough just. Oh, then he ran out. That's unfortunate. Geisen, good effort, but the ball just sneaking out of play at the end. As the Wanderers build, it's going to get away from them and back to Solski. Helped on, well, helped up really more than forward by Ryan, and Madden is able to settle it. Now he's going to curl it, but Mashavecchio can't get the touch. Haddad was fouled by Kanazumi, so Wanderers set piece as we head into the final minute of regulation time for the first half. Haddad's over the dead ball. And Solskjaer, I think he's asked for 2 in the wall. Defenders up from the back. Franson's up there. So's Cameron. And Barbridge, he's pretty tall. He'd be a good aerial target as well. Badalatu almost beyond the far post before, I think, changing his position. Now, we'll go direct, and that's not going to trouble Daniel Solski. Almost goes out of the venue entirely. Almost, unfortunately for that young man, a shot that was going to go in closer to troubling the canteen than the Wolves' goal. There's the signal. There'll be a minimum of 60 seconds additional time to end this opening period, and an opening period that has gone well for Western Sydney Wanderers. As that's boomed upfield, and Solski will use the gloves, yes. So Wanderers almost halfway there to what would be their 5th win of the campaign. Solski again. If Wollongong want to threaten the goal, they've got to hurry. Mere seconds remaining, but I think they're just going to play it safe for now. A glance at the watch from Stephen Lucas. Followed by the whistle. It's a case of so far so good for Richie Cardozo and the Western Sydney Wanderers. They lead Wollongong Wolves by 1-0 as the teams head into the dressing sheds. Edmund Haddad, with the moment that has split these two sides, a penalty in the 28th minute rolled into the bottom corner past Daniel Solski's despairing dive. And that's how we got to where we are. Eric Subihano with the commentary from Rudy Hill. We'll take a short break, about 10 minutes or so, then we'll be back for the second half.
Have you done any work? You've been talking the whole game. Okay, what minute was it? I'm just saying you didn't. Well, when he's working, you can talk about it. You don't have a report to see within half an hour of full time. An hour? Is it an hour? What was whole half? What was whole half hour? You got gypped half an hour, man. And then I didn't mean it. To be fair, so I don't think in K2, I don't think many people actually make it within an hour. You got the first hour. You got time. On the other country, falling to Saturday, you got yeah. Right. Is that why Graham pick up a punch and have the other 10 minutes? Yeah. Okay. Really everything. Oh, you don't want to be NPL? Well, in that case, I'll just move myself. We're not just gonna, all right, I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about.
The wrong one, so not getting it. So rest in the second half. Manly, Central City game.
Like that message I sent you, this is like that. This is like that. It's just like, no doubt. I didn't do it this time because that's just silly, but I was just. This is just like, what he's going to have. You know what that is? That's relegation. That's what's all about looking at the best facilities in League One, man. Everything you can do. See, this is what happens when you got an actual venue. Welcome to Football News About Coach Harrison Dalton. He'll be saying, bro, I literally see that since the credit. That's here as well. Which is, I was thinking, he's prepared. I've already here I see it. I was like, well, look, I felt like I was getting it. I might have been getting it. You know how it is. Once he's
Welcome back to our coverage of NPL Men's New South Wales Round 21 from Wanderers Football Park. Western Sydney Wanderers currently leading Wollongong Wolves by 1-0 as Stephen Lucas blows the whistle for the second half of action to get underway. It wasn't fourth official left the subs board alone, so that suggests that there were no subs at halftime. Might just go through, give a reminder of the two lineups out there at the appropriate break in play as Leai tries to control it with the head, sends it over Ben Geisen. So basically, for the Wanderers, the lineup out there, we think they're roughly in a 4-2-3-1 shape. So in goal, number 1, Tristan Vidakovic, and the back four from left to right, number 5, Lachlan Tilt, number 2, Nathan Barry, number 4, Ricky Franson, and number 22, the captain, Jesse Cameron. And central midfield, number 27, Julian Kopp, and number 26, Anthony Barbic. 3 attacking midfielders, number 11, Carlton Nizam, number 24, Tristan Arate, and number 8, Nicholas Badalato. And up top, the goal scorer, number 10, Edmund Haddad. I'll get onto the Wolves lineup in a moment, but we think they're in a pretty much similar shape-ish to the Wanderers, as that is intercepted by Nizam, and he finds Badalato. Back, actually, there was a sub. Okay, so, yep, that's glaring error. It's, as I see, number 39 on the field, so I'll have to sort that one out. Because number 39 is Cade Backus, and he appears to have replaced Julian Kopp at half-time. Cade Backus, number 39 for the Wanderers, slotting in at central midfield alongside Anthony Barbic. Now, I mean, assumptions are... It's important not to make assumptions, as that is sent from this field onto the synthetic field behind us by Nathan Barry. But Cade Backus, his name starting with a K, and a last name Backus, one would... all of that would point out that he would be the third member of the Backus family to play in central midfield for the Wanderers, after Kieran and Keanu, of course. Ryan with a good... involved in a good exchange of passes, finding Olsen. And Olsen. Now Leai. And Leai whips it in, takes a touch, and it's easy for Vidakovic. There's just a little off mic. Interesting, maybe pitch is a little bit slippery, but well off the ball. A little stumble from Flynn Madden, but he's okay. Did see there was near the goal to our left, there's a particular part of the field which is proving to be a little bit slippery for the players. We'll go on with Nizam. Back to Tilt. Nizam running at Beattie, running past Beattie. And Geisen takes over. Keeps it in, but just gives it straight back to the Wanderers. So here's Tilt. Wanderers working it at the back. Franson standing one up. Busnell wins the header. Second ball picked up by Nizam. And Badalato wants to slip one through, but Solski is there first and dives on the ball. So hey, the Wolves line up. Now, it'd be funny if I missed a half-time sub for them as well. But anyway, I think 4-2-3-1 roughly for them. In goal, number 13, Daniel Solski. Back 4 from left to right. Number 4, Dylan Ryan. Number 5, passing the ball right now, Banri Kanazumi. Number 2, on the ball right now, Harrison Busnell. And number 29, Ben Geisen. Central midfield, number 17, Marcus Beattie. And number 12, Flynn Madden. And 3 attacking midfielders, if that makes sense. Number 77, Rafael Leai. Number 21, Nick Olsen. And number 25, Alex Machavecchio. And up front, number 9, Damon Gray. As the ball does get its way to Madden, sneaks between defenders, but I think he'd ran that out. Let's see. No, the decision goes the way of Wollongong. Geisen tries to go back. Wanderers perhaps trying to, Wollongong perhaps trying to draw the Wanderers out and see if they can leave some space in between, or find some space in behind them. As Ryan plays another 1-2 and has drawn the foul. So, Wolves set piece coming up. So Olsen delivers. Good header. Then there was Madden who had intercepted and was trying to shoot. He was denied, and a bit more Wanderers consternation as once again the throwing decision goes against them. Masciavecchio. And that's over the line, and the Wanderers can breathe a sigh of relief. Wanderers go short, then go long, and that's going to be too long for Nizam. It's a little bit of multi-ball here, but Geisen plays the spare ball against the fence. And his fellow defenders just keep it in amongst themselves at the back. Now Wanderers starting to press a little bit more intensely. Busnell back to the keeper. And Busnell has a little bit of room to look up, plays forward. Gray, nice header. Geisen, a decent header to Madden. He finds Leai, he's a little bit more centrally. And they found the room for Ryan. Ryan had a second chance to play the ball. Olsen, then Leai. Back to Ryan. Madden, well, this is nice from the Wolves. Olsen, can he slip one through? Franson appears to have read it well, but in the end can't take any chances. That's going to be a corner. And that's livened up the travelling Wollongong support as Olsen thinks about what he'll do with this latest corner kick. It's flat and gets away from Ryan. The shot comes in from Madden, but it's blocked. I think possibly by Arate. Second phase for Wollongong. Beatty. Beatty quick enough to keep it away from those two Wanderers. Kanaizumi to the near touchline. Here's Leai. Leai. That's a great diagonal from Kanaizumi. Olsen just gets away from it. It was a good idea from the Wolves captain. Now, Wolves, they've won it high, attacking throw-in. And Gray, I think he's trying to get on with it, takes it quickly to Masciavecchio. Now, Olsen with the first touch trying to get it past the defender, and he does cross. Leai beaten in the air. Here's Geisen. And Beatty. Back to Ryan. He's trying to turn the screw and looking for an opening. Kanaizumi, and then it's actually into one of the many fields here at Wanderers Football Park with that clearance. So we're going to need another match ball, which is quickly provided to Dylan Ryan. And I think I may see one Wanderers staff member making the long walk to the field nearest the M7 to retrieve that stray ball. That's a long way away from here. We're back underway. 55 minutes played here in Rudy Hill. Wanderers leading Wollongong by 1-0. Edwin Haddad opening the scoring from the penalty spot. And Kanaizumi finding himself in midfield before Gray's crowded out. It's the Wanderers with Nizam. He's their space. Arate's chasing, but Busnell looks to have gotten there first. And Busnell plays it over the sideline. So getting to near the time when coaches like to make subs as Lachlan Tilt prepares to take this throw in. And we have already seen Cade Backers come on for the Wanderers at half-time as Nizam takes over, runs at Kanaizumi, and Khan Nizam battling for the space to make a shot. He does, it's parried on the follow-up. Arate lost his balance. Goal kick. Yeah. In fact, actually, there we go. Right on cue. There is going to be a sub. It looks like number 11, Sebastian Hernandez. I'll wait to see what's on the board. It's number 11 for number 9, so Damon Gray. He's battled hard at the point of attack for Wollongong Wolves. He gets an early mark, and I think that's a straight swap. Sebastian Hernandez will look to go straight into the Wolves attack, and could he be the hero for Wolves as they look to rescue something from this trip to Western Sydney? Hernandez straight into the action, running against Franson on that far side. Looks to switch it. I think it was aiming for Leai, but the ball got nowhere near the number 77. By the way, there's other Wolves subs. Oliver Yates is the backup keeper. There's also James Anianostopoulos, Sebastian Duarte, Liam Ball, and Lachlan Scott. While for the Wanderers, yes, as I said, they've already used one sub at halftime. So Luke for the Wanderers, Lucas Sinnott, the backup keeper. We could also see later on Dala Sandi, Iwan Gasovsky, Lachlan Henderson, and Leon Alazar. There's Beattie. Now, that, well, Barry didn't really deal with it. Geisen can whip it in. It's good positioning. I think that was Franson. A great position to clear the danger. And it's boomed up, so Daniel Solsky will take over for the Wolves. Now, Leai, not quite quick enough. It's a decent idea. Stuck behind Barry. But did not catch up to the ball. There's Daniel Solsky. Reminding the refs of where the throne should be taken from. Big hurl from Lachlan Tilt. A couple of headers, but Busnell now for Wollongong. Hernandez, a lot of running back in front of him. He does get the cross in. Good header from Tilt. Now, Beattie recycles. A couple of exchanging of passes between him and Hernandez. And Hernandez eventually outnumbered. Kanazumi really stepping up, and he prevented the quick counter for the Wanderers. Beattie loses out. Now Geisen did enough in the 50-50 to win that throw. Leai challenges and then wins his own flick on, so to speak. Runs at the defence, and it'll be Wollongong's 5th corner of the afternoon. The intervention from Barry there, needed for the home side. Whipped in by Olsen, and through everyone. Kanazumi retrieves it on the other side of the field. And the supporting option provided by Madden. Now, nice ball, Mashavecchio. Cross blocked. Kanozumi near the corner flag. Good shielding. Decent run from Madden. And he's trying to go all the way through. He might. Shots blocked. Olsen. Still a chance. But the Wanderers throwing bodies in the way. Eventually, Franson gets it out of the box. Last-ditch defending. That'll please Richie Cardozo. There's Geisen. I think he eyes for a moment. He looks centrally. Then he goes wide to Olsen. Now Olsen aims it into the middle. Hernandez, edge of the box. Shoots. And Hernandez, good two-handed save. Here's Mashavecchio. Cut back. Leai. And Mashavecchio knew he was offside. And then, well, Leai's pressure was enough to force the touch off Badalato. Wolves corner count building. That's not the metric they're really concerned with. Yeah, played up and high. Kanozumi back into the middle. It's over Ryan. And kept in. Ryan swung his left boot at it. It's not too far away. But that Wolves pressure is building. Milakovic just waiting for the pressure and then decides to play it long anyway. All he does is find Dylan Ryan. Now Olsen. But Wanderers in the way and looking to break quickly. Nizam has brought it down, but he's offside. And Nizam, you want your attackers to take their chances. He's been caught offside a few times today, but it's kind of the name of the game. If you're never caught offside, well, you're not really being aggressive enough with your runs now, are you? That's played towards Hernandez. Franson in attendance, but Hernandez got there first. Corner kick. Banri Kanazumi, Wolves captain, who's seen it over the years, ever since he joined that club. Great option in the air. It's odd that he hasn't scored this season. He's good for a few goals every season normally. Be a great time for him to break his duck in a scoring sense for 2025. As Olsen delivers the outswinger. It's up. Kanazumi's there. Jumps. Now Madden keeps it alive and hits the grass. Will go on. Leai. He will shoot. Blocked by Franson. And helped on by Bacchus. Wanderers counter. There's 3 up with the Wolves trying to get back as quick as they can. The pressure was enough. Overhit pass and Solski will pick this up. Now Wanderers subs, her second sub of the game at the first window. Because they made us up at halftime, so they haven't used one of their 3 allotted windows. Tristan Arate will make way. In fact, well, it's a bit of looking here. In fact, no, it won't be. It might be Khan Nizam, actually. Tristan Arate was just going to the sideline for some instructions. Well, that it can't be 11 for 20. Oh, is it a double sub? Well, yeah. We got there in the end. So it is Arate and Nizam making way. Number 7, Dalosandi, and number 14, Iwan Gasovsky, the newly introduced players. Back with Solski. Now, Beatty put under pressure there, and he does just enough to play to Busnell, but then Busnell gives it straight back, and there's a second ball in the field. I think that was because of the youth league game behind us. Anyway, Sandy straight into the action. Slips, standing foot gave way, no penalty. That second ball is going to bother me until someone clears it. Now, through ball to Mashavecchio. Mashavecchio into Barry. Corner kick, I think. Yes, there's a corner kick. And finally that second ball is off the field. Wolves go short. Olsen. And then not on the same wavelength as Mashavecchio. And the chance is gone. Wolves saying, wanting play to speed up, saying we got work on Monday. I mean, is he that worried about time wasting that work on Monday is going to stop being an issue? I'm not that worried. As broken up by Sandy. Now Bacchus. Now Leai blocks the pass, and Leai now running in beyond, as here's Hernandez. The shadows beginning to lengthen. Here in Rudy Hill. As it's clipped in towards Olsen. And Olsen did not keep it in the field of play. Vidakovic goes long, but that should be Busnell's ball. And it is. Hop off the grass. Leai challenges for it. And Olsen. Back to Ryan. About midway through the second half, it is Edwin Haddad's first half penalty, which splits the two teams. Western Sydney Wanderers leading 1-0 over Wollongong Wolves. Touch goes off the Wanderers for a Wolves throw. Eric Subihana here with the commentary. Games, as we like to see, at least if you're a neutral, getting a little bit more tense as the game prepares to enter the closing stages. You can see the floodlights are on as well, nice and early, because it's a little bit different to the usual arrangement here, at least for this match day. The under-20s game between Wanderers and Wollongong will be after this one, scheduled for Wollongong, in case you're wondering who those people warming up in the distance were. Good run from Haddad. He clips it in, and it's dealt with well enough by Solski, who got two hands on it and then got to the rebound before anyone else. Game showing hints of starting to get stretched, and there's some room for Olsen here. He slides it through. Decent ball. Here's Rafael Leai. And he was offside, but good save from Vidakovic. In any case, off his line quickly. Stayed big long enough, and Vidakovic, quite a big lad. He made the one-on-one save. The rest of the streams on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel today works nicely, this being a 3 p.m. kickoff, and then it flows into 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. games in the NPL Men's New South Wales competition. 5 p.m. from Jubilee Stadium in Kogarah, Sydney Olympic host Blacktown City, with William Constantinidis on the mic there. And then the match of the round is at 7 p.m. St George FC versus RPL Leichhardt from Barton Park. And there's also the League One men's match of the round. Battle between promotion contenders, two teams with aspirations of moving up from the second tier to the top tier. UNSW hosting SD Raiders at 5:15 p.m. from the Village Green in Kensington. Wanderers moving it left. Dalasandi. Sandi can't find the room to shoot. And Olsen. Now Hernandez. Now that short ball, even I could see that short ball from here. It's going to be a yellow card to the Wanderers captain, Jesse Cameron. Once again, I might do a reminder of the other NPL Men's New South Wales games for this round. The 4 games being played tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Coast Mariners hosting Mount Druitt Town Rangers up at Plume Park. So if it's in Plume Park, you know the voice of Central Coast football. Pete Pryor is calling it. Gyson doing just enough to keep it in play there. Also, Rockdale Illingdon hosting their near neighbours Sutherland Sharks at the Illingdon Sports Centre. Marconi Stallions playing against Sydney FC at the Palace, called by our Victorian friend Lockie Flanagan. And finally, it's high-flying Spirit FC. Layar's fouled there. They're away at Adensa Park, and if it's a game at Adensa Park, well, you know that Dominic Creniti will be having the commentary there for you. Masciavecchio, good run, and the block. What a tackle from Nathan Barry. He looked like more like Mackenzie Barry with that challenge, but Masciavecchio, his persistence has led to a free kick. Good position for Wolves as they continue to chase this game. Solski well into opposition territory. He knows they don't have a second to lose to Wollongong. And it's going to be one in the wall set by Vidakovic. Olsen. Here we go, and tricky one dealt with by Badalato at the expense of a corner kick. And the touch off the number 8, leading to Wollongong's 8th corner of the game. Yes. It's a player providing the short option, but Olsen goes direct. Gyson's up there, but so is Franson. Madden aiming it wide. Olsen plays it up. Another header. I wonder if something good in the air defensively today, it has to be said. We do have a lot of big lads up there who've got more work to do after that cross from Hernandez. And it's Dalasani back defending, but Masciavecchio can't retrieve the situation. While I'm in the mood to promote upcoming streams, interesting one I've seen next weekend's League One men's match of the round. Well, we're showing a promotion battle from the second tier today, followed by a League One men's relegation battle. Love to see that in 7 days' time, and it's at this particular venue, Wanderers Football Park, Saturday, 5th of July, 7 p.m. kickoff. It's Mounties Wanderers versus Dulwich-Hill, and Harrison Falke will be on the mic there. Harrison, very recent addition to our commentary team. If you follow, you may have seen Harrison's work on the sc.hellas Instagram account. Back to matters here as Olsen spins around. And the ball, Ryan's well forward. Dylan Ryan, he shoots and it deflects off Franson. Number 4 shot blocked by number 4 for another corner. Game's about to enter the final 15 minutes of relegation. Sorry, of regulation, my bad. All this talk about relegation battles, got the wrong word out. Anyway, here's the corner. Decent. Towering header from Ricky Franson. Now Olsen shoots. It's parried. Could be a chance for Kanaizumi, and he scored. But the flag's up. The flag's up. So apologies. Everyone got a little bit too excited. Oh, there we go. We all Kanaizumi showing his goal-scoring abilities from set pieces. He was up for that corner. A finish that a striker would be proud of, but the Wanderers, credit to them, had stepped up just enough. The score remains 1-0 to the Wanderers. Edmund Haddad's with a penalty in the 28th minute. As he could go on there, and that's one for Leai to chase, and the number 77's got plenty of speed here. He crosses. There's free plays. Olsen! It's saved, and then the signal's there. It crossed the line. Nicholas Olsen has his 10th of the season. And he might be the saviour for the Wolves. A lovely finish, an acrobatic volley. Daniel Solski couldn't quite keep it out. Ricky Franson couldn't keep it off the line. It's 1-1. We're set for a dramatic finish. Meanwhile, there's a Wolves player who's might need some treatment. Apologies, didn't see what happened there. The most important thing is that Wollongong have got the equaliser. They've been threatening for much of the second half, and it is courtesy of their top scorer, Nicholas Olsen. As there's going to be a Wollongong physio on the field now. There's also Wollongong players getting ready to come on. I think Flynn Madden might be one of the players making way. We've seen enough in this game. His return to Wollongong Wolves to suggest that Flynn could become a franchise player for Wollongong. It's getting some well-deserved congratulations. Who's the other player leaving? I think it's Raphael Leai is the other player. And so coming on, number 10 for Wollongong would be Liam Ball. Number 6 is James Anianostopoulos. So at least from initial positioning, as this restart, of course, that little delay will increase the time added on at the end of the game. But looks like Anianostopoulos is going to replace Flynn Madden in the Wolves central midfield. Possibly Liam Ball playing a little bit further forward. Now, Wanderers 1, Wollongong 1. And those of you, if there are those of you out there that are long time Wanderers fans and have followed the youth setup as well, here you would know Nick Olsen, former Wanderers youth player, scoring against the Wanderers Academy, possibly to rescue a point for Wollongong. His ball, his first touch to Masciavecchio, and that's going to be a bit heavy. It's going to get him into trouble, but might still have a chance here. Bacchus doing his best to win it back, and he has. That's going to be a bit of a task there for Kosovsky. Instead, it's Solsky clearing the ball. Geisen playing it up, and the ball eventually rolls out of play. More subs, so it's the end of the shift for Nicholas Badalato. He's replaced by Leon Alazard. Now, Anianostopoulos loses out. Alazard already making a run. Possibly off frame. That's dealt with by Busnell. Here's Masciavecchio. He's got some room. Looking for the options. Can't work it away to the other side of the field. Hernandez had found some interesting space. Might still get it because here's Olsen. And Olsen instead will shoot from range. Takes a touch. And that touch makes it straightforward for Vidakovic. Olsen plays it out wide. Here's Hernandez. He's got some options. A few plays in white heading into the middle. He might go himself and takes a touch through the crowd. Corner kick. And travelling Wolves support urging their team to what would be a dramatic comeback here. And tell you what, I reckon Lachlan Scott is about to come on for Wollongong. Just to add to the Wanderers' concerns in terms of keeping the opposition out. But first, this corner from Olsen. And some tumbles in the box. Stephen Lucas says it's all okay to continue. And Masciavecchio battling against Haddad. And Haddad's done enough. Wanderers ball. Ryan. Clearing to touch. The Wanderers moving slowly up the field. Here's Sandy. And the ball looking for Alizard. Flags up. Flag is up. That wouldn't have counted anyway. Yes, well, there's the Wolves sub. Lachlan Scott onto the field. Another former Wanderers Academy player has taken the armband as well. I believe he's coming back from injury. In fact, it's actually, yes, just trying to figure out who come on. Of course, it's actually Ben Guyerson. Put in a very productive shift at right back for the Wolves. He'll get a bit of an early mark. And, of course, that's not very much not a straight swap. So, who's gone? Lachlan Scott has gone up front. So, Liam Ball playing a little bit deeper. Marcus Beattie, I think, has gone to right back, which is, of course, a position he can play very well. Olsen, broken up. Well, not really broken up. Slowed down as the Wolves still have it. Ball trying for the longer pass. Dealt with by Tilt. Wanderers win it back. Haddad on the half turn. Pressed by Ananastopoulos. Now one to chase. BT does well. Back to the keeper. And then flags up. Flags up for offside. Actually, I'm looking at this. Wolves have only made 4 subs, but they've used all 3 windows. So no more changes to be made by Warren Grieve today. Now, lots of shouting. Wanderers not happy, but we'll go on. And that's touch off the Wanderers. Wollongong throw right in front of us. BT looking for Scott. Scott will get there, tries to help it inside. Looking for Hernandez's run, but it's Barry who gets there first. Beattie. Hernandez. It's good. The sun is now behind the trees. That's going to make this action in this part of the field easier to see. And that's good defending from Tilt. But undercooked the pass. Ananastopoulos with the interception. Beattie under pressure, but keeps it. Here's Scott. Ball trying to find Olsen, but not enough weight on that pass. Good win back from Ananastopoulos. Scott might have been caught in 2 minds there. As Gosowski battling against Busnell and keeps it away from Scott. Alizard able to turn, but then the pass way too straight, way too heavy for Gosowski. Yeah, 85th minute here. Game is about to reach, could be a dramatic conclusion. I feel like there's one more big chance. Who will it go for? As Barry kills the long ball and plays it back to the keeper. No, it was a bit early. I'll just talk about the streams we have next weekend for NPL Men's New South Wales here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Starts with action Friday the 4th of July, 7:30 p.m. Sydney FC hosting Sydney Olympic from the Alinda Sports Centre, called by the Serbian Martin Tyler, Nikola Posner. As Lachlan Tilt will make way, so Lachlan Henderson can replace him at left back for the Wanderers. Wanderers clearly have some kind of Lachlan quota that they've got to keep up for this game. In fact, Lachlan Tilt also on a yellow card, which might have played a part in Richie Cardozo's decision to substitute him. Bacchus. Alazard, nice trick. And Alazard, not quite quick enough to beat the nice sliding tackle from Busnell. He's had a good game in the Wolves central defence. Giveaway. Leading to Olsen, having some room. Olsen to ball. Ball again, going direct. Good header from Barry. Now, Wolves looking more likely to create the clear-cut chance in the closing stages, but the Wanderers defended well on the edge of their own box. Sandy is fouled there, and in fact, it's going to be a yellow card. And the yellow card is for Lachlan Scott, I think. There's other streams coming up next weekend. So on Saturday, 5th of July, we're back here at Wanderers Football Park. A 1 p.m. kickoff. Wanderers hosting RPL Leichhardt. Then on Saturday, the 5th of July, a 5:30 p.m. kickoff from the Arctic Circle. Spirit FC hosting Manly United with the best Justin who reports for Football New South Wales, Justin Smith, doing the report for Spirit versus Manly. 6 p.m. on Saturday the 5th, Wollongong Wolves hosting St George FC. I believe that's at Macedonia Park. 7:15 p.m. on Saturday the 5th. St George City hosting Mount George Town Rangers from Penshurst Park. Olsen cuts it back. Here's Liam Ball. There's space. He shoots, and it's saved relatively comfortably by Vidakovic. Also, Sunday, 6th of July, there's a trio of games at 3 p.m. on that day, starting with Blacktown City hosting Rockdale Illingdon. Will Constantinidis with the commentary there. Also, another game on this Central Coast at Plume Park. Mariners hosting Sutherland. Pete Pryor with the commentary from Lisero. And then Marconi Stallions hosting the boys from Odense Park at the Palace, Marconi Stadium. I think that's the match of the round, and Alexander Molchanov will have the commentary from Bosley Park. Now, I think Alazar just slowing down his run right as Haddad looking to play that pass. Scoop pass from Ryan, but could be broken up. Here's Kanaizumi and Gasolski trying to make a nuisance of himself. And then Wanderers have won it back, but then give it straight to Daniel Solski. Now Hernandez, good first touch, followed by a good pass to Beattie. Tracked all the way by Barry. Wolves attacking throw. I'm about to see the signal from the fourth official for how much time added on will be played. Hernandez, not much room. And then Wollongong foul that's killed that attack. A minimum of 4 minutes time added on. And 4 minutes for either of these teams to find a winner. Now Solski's out of his box, and might try going to shield it for a goal kick. Successful, but imagine the visiting fans, it's a little bit of a hard flutter when the keeper's outside of the box, but Solski's dealt with it well. Wolves, I think, trying to resist the temptation to go direct, but will this break for them? Here's Lachlan Scott. Couldn't hold it up. Branson running out from central defence. Alazard, and it's opened up for Gasovsky. No, well, there's a reason he was open, because the flag was up. He was offside. I guess for the fans of my commentary out there, I suppose it may be of interest to you. Calling a game tomorrow in the NPL Women's New South Wales competition. 5 p.m. game from Cromer Park. Manly United hosting Newcastle Jets. As Hernandez to the byline. There's the cross, not dealt with. Nick Olsen. It's blocked. Might have been by his own teammate. Definitely. There was some kind of body in the way. It ends up being a corner. Nick Olsen nearly so close to turning this completely around in the closing stages. Here's Olsen. Now, almost cleared by the Wanderers, but not really, because it's with Mashavecchio on the edge of the box. Mashavecchio trying to shake off the defence. He does get a cross in behind by Franson. Now, it's delivery, and it's headed away by Bacchus. And then another cross, also cleared. About 2.5 minutes of time added on. Now, if the Wanderers can break, well, could be a chance here depending on the bounce of the ball. Here's Haddad, and it's 3-on-2 if they're quick enough. And then the ball, well, Beattie was in the right position to prevent Alazard running in on the Wolves' goal. And then flag up. Flag was up against Scott. Now, they work it right. This could be a chance, but cross is blocked. Second effort. Played up more than forward. And decent header, but there's foul in the air. And time is almost up. So if Wolves want to push for a winner, they've got to hurry. It's left for Solski. Now Ryan looking for Scott. He's left it, but the leave allowed Barry to clear. Scott again hooks it over his shoulder. There's a chance, and Barry was fouled there, so it would be almost the last chance saloon. Look, judging by my stopwatch. Another way that cheer in the background. Western Sydney Wanderers boys youth league under 18s having a very good day against Hills, judging by the scoreline. Vidakovic into the centre circle as Justin Davies makes their way to the players race to get some post-match quotes. But in the meantime is this set piece. Now, Budovich, player in space on the far side. Here's the shot, and it's saved by Solski, so that's going to be a Wanderers corner. I think it's, by my count, only the second corner of the game. Justin delaying their walk to the players race because there's some action possibly to report on for the post-match report, which you'll see on the NPL New South Wales socials later this evening. They're going to go to direct. The big lads up from the back for the Wanderers, and the keeper's up, and that's a great catch to end the game. It's going to finish as a 1-1 draw between Western Sydney Wanderers and Wollongong Wolves. The honours, the spoils are shared here in Rudy Hill this afternoon. The Wanderers scored first. Edmund Haddad rolling a 28th minute penalty into the bottom corner, and it was looking good for them for the majority of this contest. But with about 15 minutes remaining, Nicholas Olsen rescued a point for Wollongong with his 10th goal of the season. The ball sneaking just over the goal line. One last plug for the streams today. About to start at 5 p.m. from Jubilee Stadium, Sydney Olympic versus Blacktown City, called by Will Constantinidis. That's NPL men's. The League One men's match of the round is at 5:15 p.m. from the Village Green, UNSW versus SD Raiders, a promotion battle there. And then at 7 p.m, the NPL men's match of the round from Barton Park, St George FC versus RPL Leichhardt. This is Eric Subihano on behalf of Football New South Wales, today's camera operator Mick, and our broadcast partner Sportscast. I'm signing off. Take care. Hope to see you soon around the traps. Please enjoy the weekend. Stay as warm as you can, and we will see you soon. Good night. The final score here from Rudy Hill is Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Wollongong Wolves 1.
Cheers, Eric.